A week after gaining their first home win of the season, Hartford Athletic tries for their first two-game winning streak of the year against the best of the West, Sacramento Republic. Hi, everybody. From Trinity Health Stadium, Joe D'Ambrosio and Mark Donaldson. And Mark, as we take a look at the standings, Hartford helped itself last week, but still a ways to go to move up the Eastern Conference table.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Top 8 making the playoffs, and Hartford with 2 games in hand right now over the team in 8th place, FC Tulsa, and back to winning ways last week. The Western Conference slightly different with the team Hartford playing this evening, sitting proudly on top, Joe.
Mark, let's take a look at our ones to watch. It'll be good to see Elvis Amo back in the starting 11 for Athletic.
Yeah, they've missed him. They have missed him. 5 starts and 3 goals for Elvis following a thigh problem. Came off the bench last week to score a penalty against Loudon. Took it well, and he's the focal point. And it's especially key today that he's available given the injury to Prince Sadie.
And on the other side of the coin, Russell Cicerone, the second leading goal scorer in USL Championship.
He's flying. 8 goals this season. He'll come in from the side. Isn't really the focal point of the attack, but can score from anywhere. He's got an eye for a goal, and 8 of them already this season.
Republic 7-1-3, but it's kind of a Jekyll and Hyde. Totally different team at home as opposed to on the road.
Yep. I mean, this kid can score anywhere. However, they've struggled on the road. Just 1 away win since last August. Hartford coming into this one looking for back-to-back home wins. Should be good. And your weather is a bit better than it was last week.
I'm not the Rain Man anymore. It's amazing. You come back and sunshine follows.
Yeah.
We'll come back with the starting lineups in our kickoff. It is Hartford Athletic and Sacramento Republic for the first time ever. We are glad you are with us on this beautiful Friday night for USL Championship action from Hartford.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized healthcare that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Oh, I'm doing here.
That's right.
Bro. The camera's getting me nervous here. Does this count?
What?
I don't know. We got a 4th one?
I do not.
I can't do it.
Oh! Well done.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank the Mandel JCC, the official fitness center of Hartford Athletic. Visit mandeljcc.org to learn more. Last Fly Airport Parking is a proud partner of the Hartford Athletic. Save 20% on your airport parking by pre-booking on lasfly.com. Best night of the season, 73 degrees, breezes out of the northwest. Starting lineups brought to you by Liberty Bank. And Mark, the 11th game, the 11th different lineup for Athletic.
Yeah, just when they get players back, they lose players to injury. And Elvis Amo, unfortunately, has been out for 3 weeks with a thigh problem. Great news to see him back. The problem being Prince Sadie has dropped out.
And as far as Sacramento, pretty standard lineup for Mark Briggs.
Yeah, Russell Cicerone is the player to watch. They've got a good bit of talent in midfield. The Scotsman, Nick Ross, good player, having a good season. And watch out for Sebastian Herrera, who will be the focal point of the attack, but Cicerone provides most of the goals.
Close to a sellout crowd on hand here already on this beautiful night. First time these teams have ever met. They've had 4 common opponents this year. Sacramento 2-1-1 against those 4, while Hartford 1-1-2. Our game about to begin. We are so happy you are with us. And Hartford has it first. The Sacramento team, Mark, we alluded to it. They score early and often at Heart Health Stadium, not so much on the road so far.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see their game plan because, as Tab Ramos was telling us during the week, they're not frightened of giving the opposition the ball and then heading on the counter. So watch for them, like now, with pace and attack of Herrera and co.
Sebastian Herrera taken down by a combination of Danny Barrera and Tristan Hodge. Hartford fouls conceded. They're among the fewest in the league, although they have the most red cards. Kind of an interesting dichotomy. This is a team that last year went to the quarterfinals of USL Championship. They won it in their initial league in the year in the league in 2014. Hartford putting pressure. Number 2, Jack Gurr has had a strong season. Amo tried to lead Edwards, but Connor Donovan, the captain of Republic 11, was there to intercept. Let's do our keys to the game, which are brought to you by the Hoffman Auto Group.
Yeah, the attack of Hartford with Elvis Amo leading the line, the top scorer, against a defense that has been far better at home than it has been away from home. And Sacramento anywhere near Russell Cicerone, and the ball usually ends up on target and 8 times in the back of the net.
Sacramento, number 1 in fewest goals conceded. They've given up only 5 goals this year. Playing in the midfield.
Yeah, these tactics, something that Tab Ramos, when we spoke to him yesterday, suggested he might do. He's not frightened to allow Sacramento the ball today.
Kerr sends it in the box, and Cave Rad in for the injured Robin Lappert. Played it out of there. Here's Antoine Opino. Hartford would like to see him get going. Lots of room up the channel. Plays
Offside.
it ahead for Edwards, but Edwards is offside. Just the start of things. Our referee for tonight, first game of the year in USL Championship, Jose Carlos Rivero. Giovanni Bori and Alexandra Fosia are the assistants, and the 4th referee, Zhao Shang.
Wouldn't be surprised today to see Sacramento target the left side area for Hartford. Antoine Opino played a chunk of the season to begin with as a forward on the left-hand side. He's not a left wing-back, but needs must with Tristan Hodge in midfield now.
There's Danny Barrera, who has worked himself more and more into the rotation. Long ball for Amo, battling with Shane Wheat to the left of Vidiello.
That's good.
And Amo gets Hartford the first corner kick of the match.
Yeah, something they've been missing, a physical presence in attack. Kyle Edwards has got pace, but they have missed the physical presence of Elvis Amo. They were very similar, Prince Sadie and Kyle Edwards. They can now go over the top, and you saw there, good battle between Elvis Amo and Shane Wheat at the back in the first corner of the game, which Danny Barrera will take.
Hartford brings Logue and Hodge and Cave Rad all up into the box. Barrero, who played for Republic, was first team all USL while with them. Sends it in. Header by Logue goes wide, but a good opening burst for Hartford.
Yeah, remember when Hartford played their first league game of the season, and their set pieces were really good in the game at Monterey Bay. The defending at the other end wasn't, but they've kind of dropped off a little bit, Joe, with their threats from set plays. There's a lot of height in there, and when you've got Danny Barrera delivering, one of the best set piece takers in the league, you've also and always got a chance to put pressure on goalkeeper Danny Vitiello.
One of several Sacramento players who have come over from the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, leads the league with 6 clean sheets this season. Ball played in midfield. Matt Sheldon to Tristan Hodge, who Tab Ramos said had his best game of the year against Loudon.
Yeah, first time he moved him into midfield as well.
There's Connor McGlynn. He's become a rock in that back line for Hartford, along with Logue and Rod. Pass with a little too much pace on it. Republic, this is where they're dangerous in the transition. Herrera plays it for Cicerero, but the flag is up.
Good call.
And a good offside trap by Athletic.
Yeah, this is going to be a battle down this right-hand side. Jack Gurr from Sacramento, Antoine Openo. And when they push up Hartford, they can leave gaps in behind, but that was a good call and a correct decision.
Trinity Health of New England, proud to be the official medical provider and title partner of Hartford Athletic. Always committed to providing the best health care experience every day for every patient. Trinity Health of New England, care that's always there. Approaching the 7th minute. Here's a nice ball by Torres. Edwards along the goal line. Openo tries to keep it in, but it's volleyed out. Hartford continuing to put the pressure on. Hartford's controlled possession thus far. Had the one corner kick that Logue sent wide. Thus far, the potent Sacramento offense has not had a chance to get unleashed, but again, that's their modus operandi on the road so far this year.
Yeah, when Hartford have got the possession here, they're in no real hurry, Sacramento, to put pressure on the Hartford back three. Conserve some energy.
Almost a dangerous turnover there. Here's the captain, Logue, ahead to Amo. Working with Torres, the 2 goal scorers from last week. Here's a lead ball. Torres racing with Jared Timmer, one of the newcomers on the back line for Sacramento. And it'll be a Sacramento throw. It's a team that brought in Timmer, Shane Wheat, Aldair Sanchez, and up front, Sebastian Herrera, and of course, Russell Cicerone. Danny Vitiello in his second year in goal, looking for Gurr. He'll run onto it, keeps it in, and Gurr's attempt is knocked away by Openo. It'll be the first corner kick for Sacramento, and they are dangerous on the set pieces, and Gurr particularly has had a good year. To the left of Richard Sanchez. Headed out of there by Rad. Torres in a battle with Nick Ross, the Scotsman. Taken by Barrera. In the middle, here's the lead ball. Openo up the left sideline. Antoine Openo goes to the goal line, centers it, cleared away and dribbled out. And Ross clears it upfield. Right to Barrera, sends it in. Header goes wide. It'll be a goal kick for Sacramento.
Like that from Hartford, like the pace that they got the ball forward. It's the first time we've really seen Tristan Hodge take it in from midfield, push it forward, get it wide in behind. They're playing a back three like they did last time out, and there is space in behind. Openo's favourite foot is his right, but he's okay with his left foot. That wasn't a bad cross, and Elvis Amo is a good target man. That's much better. That'll please Tab Ramos.
9th minute of play, no score. Sacramento 7-1-3. Torres tried to pass through a cadre of defenders, gets it to Amo in the box, and it's cleared out of there by Connor Donovan.
Utilizing the wingbacks excellently. Getting in behind that through ball to split the two defenders. Just needed a little bit more quality with the delivery.
Pat Sheldon looking for somewhere to go. Of course, this is a Hartford team that's been beset by injuries. Prince Sadie and Robin Lapper injured last week, joining Kembo Cabato and Jonathan Philippe on the injured list. Only Rodrigo Lopez out for Sacramento. Here's Barrera. Up ahead. Sheldon does a nice job of maintaining possession. Drops for Barrera. He tumbles down, and referee Rivero says play on.
Yeah, it's a good call. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep. Don't tell the local fans that, but
Well,
that's why they're fans.
yeah, this is a referee that was refereeing in Major League Soccer up until 2018. Kind of went off the radar a little bit, but he took charge of some high-profile games, so he's plenty experienced. Jose Carlos Rivero in charge.
Please join us in thanking founding partner The Hartford for educating children about fire safety with their Junior Fire Marshal program. Visit juniorfiremarshal.com to learn more. Scoreless. 11 minutes in. Here's Sebastian Herrera. Room to run. But a nice job by Openo to come back and strip Ross of the ball. Here's Torres, who got his first goal for Athletic last week in the 23rd minute. Would prove to be the game-winning goal against Loudoun. Now Barrera working the midfield with Tristan Hodge, I should say. Now Logue, as you can see, Sacramento under no duress to put pressure on Hartford here.
No, they're a counter-attacking team who do it very well.
Here's a lead ball for Amo, but he is way offside.
Yeah, Sacramento top of the Western Conference, and deservedly so. They're a really good side. So Tab Ramos is going to be pleased with the opening 12 minutes. It's still goalless.
You can see the patch on Elvis Amo's jersey. We'll get back to that in a minute. Sacramento with possession. Number 2 is Jack Gurr, the Englishman. Drops it back to Timmer. In the middle to Donovan. Plays it square to Wheat. Up on the left side, Cicerone trying to create space. His pass picked off. Here's Openo with a burst of speed. Slows down in front of the Sacramento bench and finds Amo. Elvis Amo scored on a penalty kick last week, situation created by Kyle Edwards. Hartford controlling the midfield. Hodge avoids the tackle, maintains possession to Connor McGlynn. Plays it along the ground, dummy to Edwards. Edwards sidesteps the defense of Arnold Lopez. And then Edwards called for the foul. So possession goes to Republic.
Yeah, what I've noticed so far from Hartford, the midfield 3, the times when one of them doesn't push forward, that's when there's a problem, because when Hartford get possession, there's no out ball. So whether it's Barrera, or whether it's Torres, or whether it's Hodge, one of them has got to take it in turns to be the more attacking of the trio. And it's happened a couple of times, but it needs to happen more.
Here's Timmer playing up from the back line. Jared Timmer played at Butler. Here's the ball set to the box harmlessly by Ross. Timmer sends it on goal, and it's cleared out by Sheldon. Race for the ball with Sanchez.
Problem there with Sacramento about to take the second corner is it was a good enough delivery, but Hartford left themselves with a 2-on-3, and they're going to have to sort themselves out with deliveries into the box like that because they were a man short when that ball came in.
It'll be Gurr, who took the previous corner from the left of Richard Sanchez, now from the right. The in-swinger, too far over the head of Donovan, and it will be a goal kick for Richard Sanchez.
So, tell me the last name of the right wing back for Sacramento.
Wheat.
No, the right wing back.
The right wing back is, Gurr. He plays up all the time.
You sound like an angry Roy Kent from Ted Lasso.
I sound like an angry golfer who just missed an 8-footer for double bogey.
The only time we've heard Gurr said by Ted Lasso regular without any bad words surrounding it as well. He's a good player, Jack Gurr.
He's been effective this year. 2 goals, 3 assists. 26 chances created into the box and cleared out of danger by Timmer. Here's Sacramento on the counter. Long ball for Gurr. Gets spun around and drops it back to the wide open Ross.
A lot of work rate required from the midfielders for both sides.
Yes, exactly.
Otherwise, there'll be a lot of space to exploit with these two formations.
Arnold Lopez to Sebastian Herrera. Plays it to Felipe. It's really one of the few times in the first 16 minutes that we've had extended time in the offensive half for Sacramento. No score. Here's Timmer. Puts it on goal, and it's headed out of danger. It'll be another corner.
No.
Third of the match.
He's given a little push.
Oh, he got a push.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a good call. I mean, it was soft, but there was enough in that on Connor McGlynn just to kind of stop his momentum, and well spotted by the referee. But there's another example there. That ball was played in by Jared Timmer. Timmer was the spare centre back. Hartford are playing 2 up, so there's always going to be a spare man when Sacramento have the ball. So they're going to be careful with that, Hartford. That time it was Timmer, a little push, and Hartford in possession.
Golf's biggest stars will be competing at New England's only PGA Tour event, Travelers Championship, June 21st to 25th. Come see John Rahm, Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, Justin Thomas, Tony Finau, and many, many more. For tickets and information, visit TravelersChampionship.com. I heard you turned down an invite for the Travelers.
I love the Travelers. My thanks to ESPN colleague Phil Murphy for filling in last week when I was up at the PGA. And I think I had the same weather on the Saturday as you had here on the Saturday when Hartford beat Loudoun 2-0.
You know, Murphy pointed out, as Tristan Hodge gets caught in foul, Murphy pointed out he has 4 points this year. You have 1 in home games. Any comment?
He's also better looking than me, so I've not got much going for me here, have I? But I'm dry tonight. He was wet last week. There you go.
No score. Well, he may be in the crowd tonight. He may be wet tonight, too.
Yeah, with $2 beers. What's that? We've got to. Anyway, let's move on. Here's Gurr.
Here's Gurr being watched by Opino. Over to Timmer. Plays it back to Lopez. He missed last week's game after accruing 2 yellow cards the week before. Arnold Lopez, 11 years in the Venezuelan League. In the middle, here's Cicerone, and he scores! Just like that. Russell Cicerone in the 19th minute with his 9th goal of the year, and Sacramento jumps on top.
From absolutely nothing. Every player was marked for Sacramento. Hartford defenders doing their job, and then Cicerone comes short, gets the space, and produces a phenomenal strike low beyond Richard Sanchez to open the scoring. But again, just when you think you've got everything covered defensively, the movement of Russell Cicerone, his 9th goal of the season, and he scores all types of goals. And it's Sacramento ahead.
That ties Albert Dequa of Pittsburgh for the league lead in goals scored. When Sacramento scores first this year, they're 8-0-1. And Mark, as you said, it was an innocuous play at the beginning.
Everything was fine. But then once the player makes the move, you've got to go with him. And when Cicerone made the move, no one went with him. He only needs an inch to make a difference, and that's what he got. Still a lot of work to be done. Not sure you could criticize Richard Sanchez for that one. That's just a very well-placed shot. He took it nice and early as well. Always difficult for a goalkeeper when the forward or the attacker hits it early. Can't really get set. And just like that, Sacramento ahead. This is the way that they play. They're not averse to give the opposition the ball, but then when they get it, they're clinical.
Cicerone's 50th career goal, the former Pittsburgh Riverhound. Tie up in the middle of the field. Connor McGlynn tied up by Herrera. And I thought they had the foul on, let's see.
Yeah, it's basically the Jose Carlos Rivero show, because it was taken 0.3 centimeters away from where he wanted it to be taken. It is a Hartford foul, but he wanted it taken more where the foul was. It's basically a referee wanting to be the star of the show.
Wanting to show he's in control, right? Hodge plays it square for Logue. In the middle, Barrera plays it for Amo, and he puts it on goal.
That could be a penalty. That is a penalty.
That's going to be a penalty kick on Danny Vitiello. It's the second week in a row that the opposing keeper has been called for a penalty in the box. And the concern now is about Elvis Amo, who just came back last week after missing 4 weeks with a thigh injury.
That's a delightful through ball, but the keeper comes out. His momentum takes him into Elvis Amo. That's a penalty kick. Forget where the shot goes. It's a foul.
Hartford trainer Mike Diaz runs on the field.
Always wonder what the goalkeeper says to the referee in a situation like that, because the decision's been made. And he's trying to justify, saying, well, there's an argument of there's nothing I could have done about that, or it was only minimal contact. That's not going to wash. It's a foul. It's a penalty. Now, the big decision is that Kyle Edwards has scored a penalty for Hartford recently. Right. Elvis Amo scored a penalty for Hartford last week.
You could see the captain, Connor Donovan, talking to referee Rivero.
I'm always wary of a player who's brought down and needs treatment to then get up and take a penalty. You don't know how hard he is. Look, ultimately, if he's a penalty taker, it's up to him. But Kyle Edwards has scored from a penalty of late as well. So this is a big decision, and goalkeeper Danny Vitiello is out to make amends.
Let's get another look at it here.
First of all, delicious through ball by Danny Barrera. Flag stays down. It's a foul because he's clattered into the player.
And it will be Kyle Edwards on the spot.
Yeah.
Scored the penalty kick goal in the 1-1 tie against Phoenix.
That's because Elvis Amos had to go off the field.
Edwards looking for the equalizer here in the 24th minute. Goal! Kyle Edwards, his third goal of the year, ties the match at 1.
Scored the penalty at Phoenix in a 3-1 defeat recently. And when a goalkeeper goes the right way, it's got to be a good penalty. It was struck really well, the power beating Vitiello. And Hartford back in this one just 4 minutes after going behind. And Friday night, under the lights in Hartford, and the home support with plenty to cheer about. Fancy some brass bonanza?
Yes. Nothing wrong with that, my friend. So Kyle Edwards in the 24th minute to even the game at 1. As you get a look at the star for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who scored a couple of penalty kicks in international competition when he missed a couple games for Athletic for international play.
Yeah, he's the penalty taker for his country as well, so does the business from 12 yards out.
So the match even at 1, so important for Hartford to get right back into it. And Danny Barrera's through ball set up Amo to be taken down in the box by Vitiello. Funny how it works. 2 straight weeks opposing keeper has resulted in a Hartford penalty kick. Here's a long ball for Gurr, sends it in, but the flag is up, and that's an offside.
Yeah, that was close. That'll be something they'll go back to Sacramento, the ball over the top. Openo's not the biggest, so that's certainly something that they can try and exploit and get Jack Gurr in behind. But Tab Ramos will be really pleased at his side start, and they didn't let the heads go down either. But Danny Barrera's through ball, what an assist that was to earn the penalty. Good game, this.
So far, so good. Here's Herrera. Puts one off Tristan Hodge. And Amo can't control. Cleared up by Donovan over the far touchline. Lyco Office Furniture is a proud sponsor of the Hartford Athletic. For over 40 years, Lyco Office Furniture has been furnishing startup to Fortune 500 companies all over New England. Go to lycoinc.com to learn more. Jody Ambrosio, Mark Donaldson, we had to introduce ourselves to one another. We worked the home opener, and then we've been off and about, and other people have filled in, thanks to John Tewitt and Phil Murphy, and now the band's back together. Producer Tom Stanwyck, director Bobby Kaplan, and our great Power Station crew. It's been an entertaining first 26 minutes here at Trinity Health.
Yeah, it's been good.
Here's Amo. Loses it. Right back to Logue. Hartford playing the possession game. McGlynn in the middle, where Hodge has set up shop.
Just shows you what momentum does, doesn't it, after the win last week for Hartford.
Long ball played upfield to Barrera. Knocked out of bounds. Hartford throwing. Openo to Barrera. Sends it in to Amo. Spins. Drops it back. Torres, and an easy save that time for Vitiello.
But look at the tempo for Hartford. It's night and day compared to earlier this season when they were short of confidence. It's amazing what you can do with a bit of momentum. You want the ball. You're not frightened to make a mistake. You've got confidence, and that was a super move. And Elvis Amo with the spin and then the effort, which was comfortably saved. But two teams playing pretty well right now.
Hartford dominating possession, 55% to 45. Here's Juan Pablo Torres. Sends it up ahead to Edwards on goal, and he whistles it wide.
This is as good as I've seen Hartford this season. It's very difficult for the opposition when you move the ball as quick as this. It's one thing Tab Ramos saying in conference calls with the media, this is what he hopes to do, this is what he's been working on. But it's great when it comes to fruition. The one thing that's missing is to put the ball in the back of the net as a result of that.
Right.
But they are back on level terms, having conceded the opening goal.
And as you said a couple of minutes ago, once you get confidence, as we got a yellow card coming here on Kyle Edwards.
He slid in there on Vitiello, and he's arguing his case. I mean, just because he's got a red uniform on and he's a goalkeeper, I mean, if the ball's not in his hands and it's on the deck, it's fair game. But that's if you get the ball. He didn't get the ball, and it's a clear yellow card. Good decision by the referee. But again, 3-4 weeks ago, whoever was playing in that position isn't in that position because they're further back. The goalkeeper's got time to do what he wants. They're pressing high, and it's having end results, albeit that time a mistimed tackle and a correct yellow card.
Third yellow card on Edwards this season. Hartford's 38th. That's more than anybody in USL Championship. The game tied at 1 on goals by Cicerone and Edwards. Herrera wins the jump ball. Here's a lead for Gurr. Sanchez off the line to take it off Gurr's foot and start the counter for Athletic.
That was close to being offside, and if it wasn't, and he's timed his run really well. The problem there was Connor McGlynn, who's normally a defensive midfielder, and he's playing at the back. He was a yard off it when he started his jump.
Barrera looking for Opino.
That was really well played by Jack Gurr.
Are they trying to take advantage of Gurr's pushing up the field? Because it looks like they've gone a lot up in the left channel.
Look, if I'm Mark Briggs, the Sacramento coach, I'm identifying a weak area of Hartford as the wing-back areas. It's certainly this left wing-back area, because Opino is more of a forward. So that is an area you want to target by getting your defender forward. However, if you're Tab Ramos, you see Jack Gurr pretty isolated, and you see that he's a player and an area you can target, which makes it like a big game of chess, but it's fascinating.
Hodge in the midfield to Logue. You can see head coach Mark Briggs gesturing on the sideline. Hartford continues to possess the ball. Here's a long ball that will sail deep. Be played by Timmer. Back to Vidiello. Logue with the steal. Back comes Cave Rod back in the starting lineup after coming off the bench last week. He was taken out of the game against Phoenix in the 15th minute. Didn't start last week, first time all year, and then came in for Robin Lappert when he left due to injury at halftime. Tonight's youth soccer team of the match, the West Hartford Youth Soccer League. We welcome them among this huge crowd at Trinity Health Stadium. Of course, Sacramento also draws terrific crowds at Hart Health Stadium, averaging over 9,000 a home match. Hartford being very patient in the buildup. Barrera and Torres. Lowe comes up to support. Lays it ahead for Danny Barrera. Now Opino. Back to Barrera. Hartford on the build-up. But as you said, all the pressure is nice. You'd like to get a positive result by putting the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, but I don't mind patience. As long as you can keep the ball, you're not going to have shots every single time you come forward. You're not going to have attempts on goal. You've got to try and maneuver.
Shots thus far, 5-2 Hartford. Shots on target, 2-1. Long ball for Amo, 1v1 in the box. Puts it wide, deflected, and it'll go over the far touchline. And it will be a throw-in for Sacramento.
Yeah, Tab Ramos' tactics are pretty evident, and they've worked well so far. They believe that if they can get the ball in behind, to the right of the right centre-back, to the left of the left centre-back, if the wing-backs have gone forward, there's space there to exploit.
Once again, Hartford in the Sacramento half.
You've got to move the ball quicker, and that's what they've been doing tonight. And when you move the ball quicker, space will come, as long as there's movement off the ball as well, and options.
McGlynn, square on the left to Logue. Amo, nice one touch to Torres. Taken down by Arnold Lopez. Referee says play on. Felipe plays it back. The goals by Cicerone in the 19th minute. Edwards from the spot in the 24th. Shots thus far 5-2 in favor of Hartford. Shots on target 2-1. But as we saw by the quick counter with Cicerone, sometimes those numbers don't mean anything.
It's not how much of the ball you've got, it's what you do with it. When you've got Cicerone in attack, you're always a threat.
Timmer and Gurr on the near sideline, touchline. Ross, two-man game with Arnold Lopez. Nice play by Opino. Head of steam, has Amo ahead of him. Plays it ahead to Amo. Played back to Vidiello.
So Opino did really well there, anticipating that pass. Unlucky with the through ball. I think there's more goals in this game, Joe.
Yes. I don't think 1-1 will be our final. Famous last words.
It's just too open. There's too much space available in behind for both teams to exploit.
Cicerone trying to work himself free. Now drops back a little bit looking for a ball. Timmer to Ross. Back to Timmer. Up to Gurr. Plays it back to Timmer. Now Arnold Lopez. Switches it cross field to Sanchez. Sacramento being patient. Cicerone dropped back to help distribute. Gurr open on the right. Bounces it off the head of Openo. Openo's pass deflected. Plays it back. And it'll be cleared out of there. Amo using his body to shield Jared Timmer. And Hartford changes fields to Cave Rod. Brad with Sheldon. Taking off Hodges' foot, and Lopez called for the foul, and he doesn't believe it. Pleading his case to Rivero is Tristan Hodge. Slow to get up.
Yeah, hopefully we get another look at that, because he's just got to be careful, Tristan Hodge. A couple of times he's tried to take an extra touch in there. Fouled that time, so no harm done.
Amo
That's a nonsense.
gets called for a foul as he played the ball against Timmer.
If that's a foul, then there's 7,814 fouls in every game. Come on.
The game tied at 1. Gurr leaves it for Ross. Drops it back. Tab Ramos right in front of us, gesturing to the defense and the entire 10 field players. Wanted them to shift a little bit to the far side. Here's Cicerone. Through ball for Sanchez. Puts it in the box. Gurr goes down.
Oh, he's given a penalty.
And we're going to get a penalty on Openo.
Tab Ramos cannot believe you can just see at the bottom of your screen, he's got his head in his hands, and this replay can potentially sort things out. I mean, come on.
Looked like Gurr was falling down already.
That's a nonsense.
As you look at the Frenchman, Antoine Openo, and it's a penalty kick coming in the box. And it'll be Sebastian Herrera to take it.
There needs to be help from the assistant. There needs to be communication. He's dishing cards around like a Vegas dealer. That was to one of the coaches behind the goal of Hartford, or potentially one of the subs.
So, whoever got that yellow card, it is immaterial. It is a penalty kick for Sebastian Herrera. 2 goals on the season. Second penalty kick of the night. And Herrera will try to give Republic the lead back on a very questionable foul in the box. And he does. 38th minute, Herrera on a PK that has the Athletic upset. And it's 2-1 Sacramento. Sanchez guessed wrong. Hartford Athletic would like to thank Nuova Pasta, Connecticut, and Stop and Shop for supporting our Goals for Meals program. For every Hartford Athletic goal scored this year, Nuova Pasta, Connecticut, and Stop and Shop will donate meals to the Stop and Shop Food Pantry program.
No wonder Openo is raging at that. As someone that commentates on La Liga every week in Spain, there's a referee called Mathieu Lehoz, who's basically been told at the end of the season he's retiring. He's not been given the option because he wants to be the star of the show. A series of poor performances. I think we've got a man tonight, Jose Carlos Rivero, that wants to be the center of attention.
We've had 2 penalty kicks thus far. Here's Edwards. Tackled off the ball. Hodge in support. Takes it back to his own end and clears back to Logue. Herrera in the 38th minute on a penalty kick. And this Sacramento team that had only 2 goals in 4 road games coming in have 2 goals in the first 38 minutes tonight. Though the penalty on Opino clearly up for grabs. Edwards gives outside to Opino. Still looking to break through on the score sheet. Has just 1 assist this year. 38 career goals in USL Championship. Now Barrera. On the far side, Sheldon. And Sheldon will get called for the foul, and the ball will be turned over to Republic. (2-1) as we play the 41st minute. Hartford Athletic would like to extend a special thanks to our partners, Jim Beam Bourbon and Hornitas Plata Tequila. I think some of the Athletic supporters, Mark, would look for some of each of those after the penalty call in the box on Opino. Sanchez in the middle. Here's a ball played ahead to Gurr. Save made by Sanchez, and he sprints to pick up the rebound. Great save by Richard Sanchez, and we're going to get a card on Herrera.
It's feisty. But it's feisty for a reason. That was a super save by Sanchez. When Sacramento are in the mood, and when they pass it around, and when they can pass it through, they create chances. They're a super side. And again, it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Is that a yellow card? Probably not. But he's so quick out there to dish out the cards.
Antoine checking his hand. So Juan Sebastian Herrera with the yellow card in the 42nd minute of the opening half. And it looked like that penalty kick has kind of taken some of the momentum away that Hartford had had.
Understandably so.
Yeah. Yep.
When you have a feeling of injustice that you've been hard done by.
McGlynn will drop it back to Richard Sanchez, coming off his first clean sheet of the season, but at no fault for either goal. Cicerone with a beautiful shot to Sanchez right, and then Herrera with the penalty kick. Here's Gurr, who's so involved for Sacramento. Back to Arnold Lopez. Once again, Rodrigo Lopez missing his 5th straight match. The guy who's played more soccer for Sacramento Republic than anybody. They switch to the far side. Aldair Sanchez, who made the team from an open tryout. 20-year-old from Vancouver, Washington. Played college soccer in Chapel Hill for North Carolina. Gurr keeps it in. Herrera uses his body against McGlynn. Back heels for Ross. Here's Felipe. He's got Herrera in the box. Can't control. 1v1 with McGlynn. Sacramento drops back. Gurr, referred to as the life and breath of Sacramento by his head coach, Mark Briggs. Sacramento now starting to string some passes together as we approach the 45th minute of the first half. Now Nick Ross. 3 minutes Ball played back, and Sanchez comes up with it. Brignall Vineyard stoppage time. 3 minutes of stoppage time here in half number 1. 2-1 Sacramento. In what has been an entertaining game thus far.
It's a case of amnesia now for Hartford. They've got to forget about what happened and their perceived injustices and get back to doing what they've done well in this first half and put pressure on Sacramento, because if they feel sorry for themselves, Sacramento won't, and they'll put more pressure on Hartford.
Odd swings it out to Rad. Drops it back to McGlynn. In the middle, Danny Barrera. Taking off the ball on a nice tackle by Felipe. Sheldon tries to keep it in Hartford possession and does. Good hustle by Matt Sheldon. Loeb towards Amo. Chests it down, wheels, and fires it to the far side where some people are enjoying libations and $1 hot dogs.
Yeah, $2 beer, $1 hot dog night. I don't know if that's put numbers through the gate, but certainly hasn't helped.
It doesn't hurt.
I think for Tab Ramos at half-time, he's got to ask for more of the same, because this is good. This has been good for Hartford. They're a side that struggled for momentum this season. They got momentum from last week, and some of the stuff they've played in this first half has been some of their best stuff of the season. But they have to forget about what's happened. They've got to try and push forward when the second half gets underway and do what they've been doing.
They went through about a 15-minute stretch, Mark, that I thought they were brilliant. Played extremely well. Here's Amo. He goes down. And we get another yellow card. Aldair Sanchez called for the yellow here in the 47th minute.
Yellow card.
Let's see what Sanchez is accused of doing.
Again, a foul and no one complains. There's no need for a yellow card there. This is a referee, incidentally, who was suspended by PRO after being charged with 2 felonies back in October 2014. I'll just leave it there. All I'll say is just, you can Google it and you can find out more about what happened. It's never short of controversy.
Juan Pablo Torres sets up to take the direct. Now I'm coming over to join him. Danny Barrera. 3 minutes of stoppage time, and we are into minute number 3. Left-footed towards the area. Loeb can't get a head on it. And then Loeb pushes somebody down in the corner.
Yeah, I think it's Russell Cicerone. I always feel that's very needless. Oh, time for our Mr. Jose Carlos Rivero to take center stage again. But this time, he's spot on. One, Niall Logue doesn't need to do that. The player's going, no. You know, even the slightest touch, and the player's going to go down. Every player does it. But then for the petulance and to slam the ball down, you can have no complaints that you get booked for that. That's stupidity. And he wasn't leading by example there, Niall Logue. He should know better than that. Sorry, Joe, especially when you've got a referee who's basically got a mechanical arm that goes to top pocket, into the air, back to top pocket, and by his side to put a card out.
That is the end of the first half, the 5th yellow card against Logue this season. So, an entertaining first half. Sacramento jumped on top in the 19th minute. Russell Cicerone, then Edwards 5 minutes later on a PK, and then Sebastian Herrera in the 38th minute with a penalty kick. 2-1 Sacramento over Hartford. Our halftime coming up next.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized healthcare that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
You get a look at the beautiful Connecticut State Capitol here in Hartford. We are at halftime. Down the road at Trinity Health Stadium, Sacramento with a 2-1 lead on Hartford. A couple of penalty kicks, 5 yellow cards.
It's a really good finish. He does such a good job, Cicerone, of just dropping deep and getting space. Then the penalty, it's momentum from Vitiello that takes him into Elvis Amo and Kyle Edwards with aplomb. Maybe some from Sacramento saying it was soft. It was a good finish. There was plenty from Hartford saying that the penalty awarded against them was soft right here. Put away well by Sebastian Herrera. They're a good side, Sacramento. They had another really good chance from Jack Gurr. But the penalty put away by Sebastian Herrera, the difference between the two sides. Plus the goal from Russell Cicerone in Sacramento, the Western Conference leaders who lead at the half by 2-1.
All right, we will come back with more of our halftime activity from Trinity Health Stadium, Sacramento, leading Hartford 2-1.
Sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way. Sometimes you feel alone, like your world is collapsing, like there's no hope. But you're not alone. Someone is there to listen, to talk, to help you up. The United Soccer League is proud to support the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, because everyone needs support.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
Halftime at Trinity Health Stadium, Sacramento Republic lead Hartford Athletic 2-1. USL storylines for this week, and USL starting to promote women's soccer as well.
Yeah, looking forward to it as well, and especially in this neck of the woods with the Yukon women's teams in various sports doing so well. This is an area you see a lot of young girls playing at school, and to have another league as well for them to kind of hope that one day they might be involved in is fantastic. And a couple of big signings and exchanges as well. Philip Goodrum, we saw him earlier this season playing for Tulsa. He's off to Memphis in exchange for Rodrigo da Costa. And of course, Tulu has left Hartford. He's off to San Antonio. But Philip Goodrum from Tulsa to Memphis, and Rodrigo da Costa the other way. And the USL will be represented in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, which is good to see as well. There's a lot of talent in this league, and exposure like that can do no harm whatsoever.
Let's take a look at our first half stats. As you get a look at the story, Hartford getting shots on target, possessing the ball. What do you make of the stats?
I'm not surprised, because that's what Sacramento Republic do. When they come on their travels, they don't have an issue giving the opposition the ball, because they know how good they are when they get the ball back. So for Hartford to have more possession, that was expected. For Sacramento to be 2-1 up, that was probably expected as well. However, if Sacramento supporters who watched that in the first half had that penalty that they got given against them, I think they will feel how the Hartford fans are feeling right now. A little bit hard done by.
As we start week 12 of USL Championship play, you take a look at those standings, and Louisville City with an unexpected loss to FC Tulsa on Wednesday, and we will see Louisville City here next Saturday night.
Yeah, really good team. A lot of money behind them as well. Charleston leading the way in the East, Sacramento leading the way in the West. And there's some good teams that are competing. Remember, the top 8 teams make the playoffs.
Halftime, Sacramento Republic looking for win number 8 this season, leading Hartford Athletic. We'll be back with the second half next here on USL Championship.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
45 minutes in the book here at Trinity Health Stadium, Sacramento. A 2-1 lead on Hartford. Mark, let's take a look at how we got to this point.
It's been a good first half. And he's a really good player, Russell Cicerone. He was tight to the Hartford defence, and then he just pulls off a little bit, scores the goal. This is more a continuation play when he comes out and makes contact. It has to be given as a penalty, and a good finish by St Vincent and the Grenadines. Kyle Edwards, who takes penalties for his national side, scored in the recent international break for his national side in March and makes no mistake from the spot. Now, okay, if that's a penalty, then how many penalties are you going to get in every game? No wonder Opino is absolutely raging. Mon Dieu from the Frenchman. That was as soft as they come. And again, to then dish out the yellow card as if to say, I'm the boss, from referee Jose Carlos Rivero. They've continued to make plenty noise. The Bonanza Brigade and all the supporters clubs over on the far side. And they're going to have to keep doing that and support their team in this second half.
Let's look back at our keys of the game from 45 minutes ago.
Well, they've been feeding Russell Cicerone. They've been doing that. I want to update that. Keys to the game for Hartford now are focus.
Let him play! Let him play!
We have pitch side microphones, and when you have a pitch side microphone right beside angry supporters, you get that. And that was as Disney as you get. Let them play, let them play. And that was directed towards the referee. But Hartford are going to have to retain the focus that they had to get back on level terms, and from there until the concession of the penalty. Because if they continue to feel sorry for themselves, Sacramento will punish them.
And when the foul was called on Opino, it was Jesse El Cedeno who got a yellow card as he was warming up. And then I believe Omar Namazi just got a yellow card, according to our crew down the hall. Looks like both teams will stay the same to start the second half here. Of course, with three regular players in Jonathan Felipe, who has played a lot injured, as you look at Richard Sanchez, Tom Ramos's options are limited.
They are, but he's getting a decent tune out of these players in the first half. They were well organized. A lot of the goals that Hartford have conceded this season have been from either errors or they've been avoidable. Those two goals, one from Cicerone, the first one, that's just a really well-worked move.
Right.
He's come short, he's come off his marker, and in the blink of an eye, they've found him when he's in space, and he's produced a quick and superb effort from outside the box beyond the goalkeeper. The second one, it's just not a penalty, and it's been given. So you can't feel sorry for yourself if you're Hartford. They are where they are in the league because they've only won 2 games, and they've lost 6. From a Sacramento perspective, they've got Hartford just where they want them.
Second half is underway here at Trinity Health. As you can hear on the PA, Hartford's bench getting their 4th yellow card. I believe that was Omar Namazi. Didn't look like Tab.
It's like an episode of Oprah. You get a card, and you get a card. You want one, you can have one too. Let's hope we're not talking about the man in the middle in the second half, because we've spoken far too much about him in the first half.
Long ball played ahead. Here on the run, distributed into the box. Sanchez whistles it wide. Aldair Sanchez coming up from the wing, whistles one wide. He had Sanchez, Richard Sanchez, no relation, beat.
It's the first time we've seen their left wing back get us further forward as he did. It was Jack Gurr in the first half, but that's what they're going to try and do. They're going to try and flood the wide areas and produce opportunities like that. It's a well-coached team by a very good coach, Mark Briggs. We had a good chat with him yesterday, and he's got this team playing really well. Very likable individual as well, the 41-year-old from Wolverhampton in England.
Said the last road game, they didn't have the right mentality.
Yeah, he did.
And they need to show humility to succeed. Another foul against Athletic.
Yeah, they lost 1-0 down in Orange County. It's not the longest trip that they have to make, certainly this season, but he said their attitude just wasn't good.
This part, the beginning of a 3-game road trip. They're at Tampa Bay next week and at San Diego the following week. This is the second of 3 straight home games for Hartford. They host Louisville City FC next Saturday night.
It's also the first time Sacramento's been on the East Coast this season.
Yes, and they have to come back a couple more times later in the season. Ball played up ahead to Herrera. Ball tackled away by Opino, and it goes over the touchline. It'll be a throw-in for Nick Ross.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sacramento tried to wind Opino up. Herrera just being spoken about for his reaction afterwards. Again, it was mild.
Didn't get a card. So here's Gurr to throw it in.
No comment, Your Honor.
From the far side. Herrera can't control, and it's left-footed out of there.
A bit more time there, Conor McGlynn. Could have taken it down and seen what was around him before getting rid. Because the last thing you want to do with a quality team like Sacramento is give them the ball back, because it might be a while before you get it yourself.
The left side, Shane Wheat out of Akron. Played 2 years for the University of Akron. Now Lopez. As this start of this half, it is Sacramento with ball. Felipe with space. Tried to find Cicerone, denied by Tristan Hodge. Felipe plays it across to Ross. Drops it back to Timmer, stepping up in support. Now Lopez with space.
What Sacramento's doing, Joe, is they're playing 3 at the back, but they know that Hartford are defending so deeply. The 2 other centre backs are pushing forward into midfield, and it's just producing an overlap in numbers.
Wheat with space. Back to the captain, Connor Donovan. Lopez drops it back to Donovan. They reverse fields. Over the far side to Timmer. Sacramento almost playing keep away with the ball, and Hartford letting him do it. Here's Wheat on the attack. Shane Wheat distributes left to an open Sanchez, who just missed a golden opportunity to make it 3-1 Republic. Open is Sanchez attacking from the wing. Sends it in front. Shot on goal, deflected in! Jack Gurr makes it 3-1.
That's unfortunate for Hartford with the deflection, giving Richard Sanchez no chance. But again, their damage is caused by their wing-backs getting forward. We saw Sanchez earlier in this half. Jack Gurr again getting forward from the right wing-back area, producing the overlap. It's good play from one wing-back to the other. Very similar to the way Atalanta played under Gasparini in Serie A, playing the 3 at the back and the 2 wing-backs getting forward on either side, one setting up the other. It's the deflection that's done for Richard Sanchez, and now a 2-goal lead, which right now for Hartford feels insurmountable.
First assist of the year for Aldair Sanchez. Goal number 3 for Jack Gurr. And Hartford with a bigger hill to climb. Don't miss our next match right here at Trinity Health Stadium next Saturday, June 3rd at 7 p.m. against Louisville City. It's Community Health Night, presented by Trinity Health of New England. Go to hartfordathletic.com for tickets and more information. So with a 2-goal deficit, what does Hartford do to change its attack?
Well, I'd be looking at the bench, and it's not as strong as you would like because Hartford are without so many players through injury. Jesse El Cedeno, remember he was the Hartford Athletic Player of the Month in April. Maybe dropped a little bit of form, but can maybe do something. The problem that Hartford have got is they're not getting any of the ball, so you could bring anybody on you want. They're going to have to tweak things. They're going to have to take a gamble, and if they do, they're just as likely to concede a fourth as they are to get back within one.
Danny Barrera very active in the first half. Hartford has not had the ball much in the first 6 minutes of half number 2. The goal scorers, Cicerone, Herrera, and Gurr. Kyle Edwards from the spot for Hartford tied the game at 1 in the 24th minute. Here's Barrera to Amo, turns, fires, sails it way over the goal. And it'll be a goal kick for Danny Vitiello.
Good teams capitalize on the slightest of errors, and if they smell a weakness or smell fear or whatever, but it comes down to the coaching. Mark Briggs knows what he's doing. He's got a formation that he can trust. He utilizes the wing backs, and when you've got a wing back on the left crossing it in to another wing back who's coming in, your 3 centre backs are pretty much taken up by Arnold Lopez, Sebastian Herrera, and Russell Cicerone. That means there's space, if not marked, for others, and that's what Sacramento did there, and did it to great effect.
Once again, Sacramento with the ball. Sanchez knocked away by Tristan Hodge. Hartford on the counter. Barrera tries to play a through ball to Opino. And it'll sail over the touchline and a throw in for Jack Gurr.
I'd like to see Hartford play further up the field. I'd like to see them 10, 15 yards further forward. They're going to have to take risks and take chances, but they can't afford to be camped inside their own half.
Ball played for Sanchez. Collides with Sheldon. Drops it back. And Hartford starts the counter. Barrera against Ross. Finds Amo. Taken off his foot. Controlled by Sacramento. Lopez has done a real nice job over the last 20, 25 minutes of controlling the midfield for Sacramento.
Keep tabs on these wingbacks going forward, because when Sanchez is advanced on the left, then Gurr will be more withdrawn on the right-hand side. So they always kind of have 4, but it's never usually the same 4, depending on where the ball is.
Here's a counter, and the dangerous Cicerone starts a run. Russell Cicerone, who scored his 9th goal of the year in the 19th minute to break the ice on the score sheet. And once again, Sacramento being very patient, sizing up the Hartford defense and then beginning the attack. The aforementioned Lopez changes fields across on the far side to Timmer. Drops it back to Connor Donovan. Captain plays it along the ground. Lopez, nice one touch, but stolen by Hartford. Good anticipation that time. Now Hodge. Off to Rad. Back to Hodge in the middle. To Amo. Being marked up by Timmer. Drops it back. Danny Barrera. In the middle to Torres. Plays for Amo. Bumps with Timmer. Plays it to Barrera in support. Pass deflected right to Amo. And we're going to get a push on Hodge.
Tab Ramos is furious.
And Tab Ramos is fit to be tied on the near touchline.
There's nearly 6,000 people inside this stadium tonight. I don't imagine there's too many from Sacramento who are here, so the vast majority letting this referee know exactly what they think of him. FIFA have the laws of the game, and they have it for a reason. Jose Carlos Rivero has a loose take on those laws of the game.
Seems like he might have his own loss. Since 2018, the Fix has been Hartford County's leading wellness spa. Whether you need a quick B12 shot to increase energy or a vitamin infusion to rehydrate, this is the place to reset your mind and body. Take time, treat yourself, and invest in your health.
It's been a good response from Hartford since conceding that third goal, and they have started to play further forward. They have got themselves their second corner of the game. They're sending the big boys forward.
This will be Torres sends it in, and Donovan heads it out of danger.
Not convinced Danny Barrera will get the 90 minutes in this one. That might be a possible change. Jesse Cedeno for Barrera.
Jesse Cedeno will come in wearing a yellow card. And there's another yellow card.
For all the perception that Hartford are getting all the decisions given against them, that's never a free kick in a million years for Hartford. I mean, tell me here what has he done wrong here? Seriously. Jack Kerr has a look of incredulity as if to say, what? What game are you watching?
Not a yellow on Gurr, but a foul and a dangerous potential set piece for Juan Pablo Torres to the right of Danny Vitiello, only beaten by the Edwards penalty kick in the 24th minute. In swinger, headed out of there. McGlynn plays it along the ground, and it goes over the goal line. It'll be a goal kick.
He's giving him offside.
Offside on Opino.
He's giving him offside. Look, chasing that one just from an offside position, so it'll be a free kick right on. It'll be right on the byline.
Hartford sends its 6 field players to warm up. Behind the goal to our right, only Joe Rice, the backup keeper, not taking part. 3-1 Sacramento as we play here in the 59th minute. Vitiello gets a good foot into the ball. 2-on-1, taken by Cave Rad. Hartford will try to build up the attack. Barrera drops back to help. Left-footed pass intended for Sheldon. Sheldon and Aldair Sanchez. Sheldon keeps it in. Matt Sheldon on the near touchline. Drops it back to Barrera. In the middle for Torres, looking for space. Now Sheldon. Drop it back to Rad. Play it in the middle for McGlynn. Change fields over to Logue. Here's the captain. Neil Logue to Edwards. Taking off the ball on the 18. And Sacramento foils another Hartford attack.
I've watched a lot of Russell Cicerone this evening, and he's a player that never stands still. He's very difficult. You can't man-to-man mark him because he'll come short, he'll move left, he'll move right. And he's a great example for younger players out there, some of the kids. Maybe worth watching him. He's in possession right now. He's always showing for a good body shape, turns it well. Just a really, really good footballer.
And Mark Briggs told us the story yesterday that even though Cicerone scored against Oakland Roots last week, he was more upset at letting his man get in for the only goal of the match for Oakland. Vitiello comes off the line to punch the ball towards the Hartford supporters. He said that kind of tells you everything you need about Russell Cicerone.
Yeah, did well for Pittsburgh. But he's really finding form this season with Sacramento.
In that first half goal, his 50th in USL Championship play.
There'll be more.
Played his college soccer in Western New York at Buffalo, where he was the MAC Player of the Year in 2015.
Is that the Buffalo Bulls rather than the Buffalo Bills?
Yes, right. Very good. See? Nicely done.
After you whacked me in the first game that we worked
Well,
together.
that's right. Yes.
I have to, do my homework. I was in that neck of the woods last week up in Rochester.
Yes.
It was blue and red everywhere.
PGA Championship. Won by Brooks Koepka. Athletic trying to recover from a 2-goal deficit. They have not won a game this year in which the opposition has scored first.
There's another example of how clever Sacramento are. They know which players in the Hartford back line they're happy to have in possession of the ball. And they know that Kaveh Rad, when he's got the ball at his feet, isn't going to trouble them, as you saw there.
Flourish Catering is proud to be the official caterer of the Hartford Athletic. Flourish Catering offers individually packaged and buffet-style catering for teams, meetings, and organizations. Eat like an athlete with Flourish Catering. Long ball for Herrera, but picked off, and Richard Sanchez starts the counter for Hartford. If you're just joining us, 3-1. Sacramento on top. Cicerone, Herrera, and Gurr with the goals. Kyle Edwards, a penalty kick goal to knot the match at 1 in the 24th minute. But ever since the penalty kick by Herrera, it's been Sacramento that's controlled play.
Yeah, very rigid with the back 5 right now.
Here's Matt Sheldon, sends it into the box for Amo. Shot hits the post and cleared out of there. Beautiful setup by Sheldon. Amo had Viniello beat, but he hit the far post, and Elvis Amo wondering what might have been.
Fantastic cross, great run. Had to glance at it. He got too much on that one. It would have been right down the throat of Vitiello, but he just didn't quite get enough on it. But it is a Hartford corner.
Danny Barrera to take it, an in-swinger from the left of Vitiello. Here in the 64th minute. Let's see what Barrera tries here. Hartford looking to cut the deficit to 1. Plays it along the ground for Torres. Into the middle, back to Barrera. Looks like they had it offside.
Yeah, the flag was up early.
Flag was up. Yeah, clearly offside.
Danny Barrera never really got himself back onside there. That's something they've been clearly practicing on the training ground, but didn't quite come off that time. Danny Barrera unable to get back onside.
Shots are 8-6 Hartford. Shots on target are 4-2 in favor of Sacramento as the ball punted out of bounds. So an easy turnover, and Matt Sheldon races to throw it in. We'll see what Tab Ramos has planned in the way of substitutions to try to increase the attack capability.
Mark Briggs is going to bring on 2 for Sacramento shortly.
Looks like Lee Desmond will be one of them in Domia Villarde. Here's a ball into the box, and Viniello bolts off his line. Viniello in no rush. We were into the 65th minute. Hartford trying to string together consecutive wins for the first time this season. Here's Ross on the far side with open space. Gets it to Cicerone. Cicerone squares it left to Sanchez. Drops back to Felipe. Plays the ball back to Lopez. Cross field it goes to Gurr. Gurr sends it in. Cleared out of there by Logue. Lopez with the volley to Felipe against Edwards. Gives to Cicerone. He's marked. Plays it back on the near side to Wheat. Now Cicerone. And Hodge does a good job effectively using his body. Here's a lead ball for Edwards. Viniello off the line, and he'll punt it over the Hartford bench into the stands. Here's Lee Desmond coming in for Shane Wheat. And Domia Villarde coming into the game for Sanchez, so a little more defensive posture for Sacramento.
Yeah, they've got the lead that they want. They have a 2-goal advantage. They'll be happy to go back to the Californian capital, as is.
Hartford has yet to substitute here in the 67th minute. That'll result in a goal kick for Sacramento. Westfield Bank, proud to support Hartford Athletic and all they do to make our communities better. Need more convenience from your bank? Well, at Westfield Bank, you can bank your way. Learn more at westfieldbank.com. Jody Ambrosio, Mark Donaldson, and our crew here at Trinity Health Stadium. The home crowd still making up a ruckus on the far side as you get a look at the Athletic fans trying to urge their team on. Down 2 against the team with the best record in the league. 7-1-3. Middle of the field, Edwards collides. Mercifully, Rivero not going into the pocket as the head athletic trainer, Dave Redmond, comes in to look, and it's Arnold Lopez who's down and injured. The 28-year-old from San Felix, Venezuela. Fortunately, one thing that's happened in the second half, yellow cards have kind of gone away for the most part.
Give it time, Joe.
Actually, it looked like Lopez got hit by his teammate.
Yeah, Sobi's okay. Keeping tabs down on the technical area. Tab Ramos having a deep conversation along with the fourth official, Hao Zhong. Also explaining to the bench whatever he's been asked. I'm not sure the answers are what Tab and his team want to hear. Yeah, that's a really sore one.
So this will result in a drop ball. Lopez will come out momentarily because it was a hit to the head. And Hartford will maintain possession as we are into our 69th minute of play. And Lopez right back in. Here's Torres. Had the first goal for Hartford last week. Bad pass. Passed it into a cadre of Republic players. And then commits the foul.
Is that the collective term, is it? For Republic players?
Here's Desmond, was the co-captain last year, now coming off the bench. Dishes on the left to Villadaya. Gets it back to Desmond. And they reverse the field. Donovan over to Tibber. Sacramento basically toying with Hartford at this point with possession. Complete opposite of what we saw in half number 1. We got a foul on Sacramento as Rad had his back climb, or rather Logue had his back climb, going for the 50-50 ball. Is Hartford showing enough urgency here?
It's hard because Sacramento are so well organized at the back. Space is at a premium. You're going to have to start taking risks. And when you take risks, Sacramento's likely to get the better of you. Those subs for Hartford have been warming up for quite some time now, but still no sign that any of them is going to get the call.
Long ball downfield. Rad plays it back to Sanchez at the edge of the 18.
Not too many of the replacements that could come on and change a game or come on and help get you goals, because Rappert's injured, Kibato's injured, Philippe's injured, Prince Saidi, the main man, is out for a week or so. They hope to maybe get him back for next week. We do have Cedeno, who might be able to come on, but not much else. Joel Kvist, possibly.
Yep, selected for the first time. Played well in the exhibition game the other night against Hartford City, which Athletic won easily.
Just thinking of the players that have kind of just dropped out the game of late. You might even have to change the formation because Sacramento's not offering anything from an attacking perspective because they don't need to. So Hartford are basically playing three at the back. So if you want to be really attacking, you could take off a centre back and bring on someone like Cedeno.
As we play on into the 73rd minute, here's Sacramento on the counter. And again, with a 3-1 lead, no rush. There's Gurr. He's been outstanding. Cicerone breaks free. Tackled away by McGlynn. Nice play with the slide tackle by Connor McGlynn. Hartford starts to form up. Rad reverses field.
Another example of Sacramento happy for him to have possession of the ball. They're not even going near him. They know he can't harm them.
Right, it's like a basketball player you know can't hit a three. You play 10 feet off of him.
Danny Barrera's another who's not impacting this game like he did in the first half, and he looks tired.
Maybe Cedeno for Barrero, but we'll see. Here's Amo coming back to help out. Randy's Worcester Street Pizza is the official pizza of Hartford Athletic. Stop by the stadium or visit their other Connecticut locations to enjoy some of the best pizza Connecticut has to offer. Here Barrera just gives it away.
That's sloppy. I'd be bringing him off. I also think a back four might work for Hartford, just to push an extra man forward. They could put Tristan Hodge to left back.
But again, as Mark alluded to, with all the injuries, Tab Ramos's options are limited.
I would bring on Andre Lewis and Jessiel Cedeno, and I'd take off Cave Rad and Danny Barrera, and I'd go to a 4.
Here is the aforementioned Barrera. Sends it to Sheldon, pushing up. The attacking winger. Drops it back. Cave Rad. Off to Barrera. Marked closely. Looks like Sacramento may be getting ready to bring in a third sub. Looks like it's Luther Archimed for one.
This is just possession for possession's sake. They're not doing anything with it. It's got to be quicker. It's got to be more movement, more options for Hartford.
Here's Edwards, the goal scorer to Barrera. Ball goes through to Hodge. And drop back to the middle of the field. And Jessiel Cedeno and Andre Lewis, as you alluded to.
It's going to be a triple change. Those two plus Luke Merrill are all
Merrill
going to come
probably for Sheldon. That's a substitution we've seen quite a bit this season.
You always have that option with Tristan Hodge having played him in midfield, and again he's been fine tonight. I don't mind him in that position, but you do have the option of putting him at left back if you want to go to a 4.
Here's Barrera. Long lead ball. Vitiello way off the line to punt it into the stands on the near side.
Good goalkeeping. It's all about the starting position. I'm intrigued now to see who these changes are for. If it is a change in formation. But Jack Gurr's had a really good night and his evening is over.
So we wait. First coming in is Luther Archimed, replacing Russell Cicerone. And also Panzani Ferretti Sosa set to come into the game. And he will come in for Jack Gurr.
That's what we have. We hold substitution.
Here's Barrera, tries to send it in. Headed up by Timmer. Cleared out of danger. Barrera sends it ahead to Edwards. He's got Sheldon breaking on the left, or hit the right, I should say. Puts it in front. Amo can't get a piece of it, and I think we've got a foul on Elvis.
He's giving him a handball. Oh, here we go. Oh, time to bring the cards out again.
What did I say earlier?
This is just Jose Carlos Rivero's world, and we live in it. That's all it is. Come on.
Let's get a replay. It's almost laughable.
No comment. See what this triple change. Okay, Barrera got that one.
So Andre Lewis will come in the 78th minute for Danny Barrera.
Okay, he's taking off Juan Pablo Torres.
Jesse L. Cedeno for Juan Pablo Torres. And Luke Merrill replaces Matt Sheldon. What do you think this does formation-wise?
I don't think it changes the formation. They're just having a conversation right now. Antoine Openo and Niall Logue. He's still got Cavi Rad. He's still got Connor McGlynn. McGlynn to defensive mid could be another option, but that isn't happening.
The Performance Lab is an all-inclusive model that brings the latest technologies for pain relief, wellness, and mobility together under one roof. With one-on-one treatments and a customized approach to fit your needs, the Performance Lab will get you moving and feeling your best. Sacramento, a 3-1 lead as we play into the 79th minute. Republic trying to go to 2-1-2 on the road. And they have completely taken Hartford out of their game. Ball dropped back to Viator. Gets it back. 25-year-old from Barcelona in his second year with Sacramento. Andre Lewis with his first touch. Gets the pass back from Hodge as he heads to the left. But you see a sea of white hacking in for Sacramento.
It's the same shape, and again, Sacramento happy to allow Cavi Rad the ball. Luke Merrill's trying to get forward as much as possible, but it's pretty much the same shape from Hartford.
Played for Edwards, and Desmond is there to knock it over the touchline. Luke Merrill in his 5th match of the year. Played it back in, but this will be a goal kick for Sacramento.
Would you like to be inside that costume in 70-odd degree temperatures?
I wouldn't want to be in it in 70-degree temperatures or 30-degree temperatures.
If, of course, there was anybody inside, but Dylan's real.
Dylan has become a huge hit here at Trinity Health.
He's fun.
I saw Dylan suiting up earlier.
You'll like to say that.
I was going to ask.
Too late
if he needed a break.
It's out there.
Foul on Sacramento, but really for Hartford, no sustained attack here in the second 45. I would think, Mark, this is a pretty good clinic by Republic on how to play with a lead on the road.
Yeah, they are a good side. They really are.
Here's a through ball, but offside's called.
No, he's given a handball. He's given a handball and a free kick for Hartford right at the edge of the area.
Oh, okay.
So basically, think what you think it should be, and then
go 180 degrees.
180, and Senor Rivero will do something, whatever he wants.
Tonight's Business Alliance partner of the match, Blue Crest Incorporated. So a dangerous situation. Amo has it lined up right on the 18. As you get a look at Connor McGlynn, Elvis Amo over the ball. Edwards and Openo in the wall. We have not mentioned Antoine Openo's name hardly at all. here in the second 45. It'll be Amo to strike it, or maybe Cedeno. Let's wait and see. Amo, just over the top. Good effort by Elvis.
But it left the building.
Right, from that spot, easier said than done. You got to get it on goal.
Yeah. And the Elvis reference went whoosh. Right over your
head.
Oh,
it didn't. It didn't.
You just ignored it
No,
because it was that bad. That's fair.
I figured after discussing Dylan, I'd better.
I deserved that.
I'd better stick to common ground.
Yeah, of all the Elvis puns, he uses that one.
Okay. Here's Merrill, plays it back. Sanchez up to Amo, but too far for Elvis, and Connor Donovan headed it out. Well, you could also say that shot on goal, it was Heartbreak Hotel for Elvis.
Enough. It's just enough.
Playing under a blue moon. We'll get one more substitute. Zico Lewis, the former Boston College star, will come in for Sebastian Herrera. Here's Cedeno. He's kind of fallen off the rotation in the last couple of weeks. Here's Jessiel, sends it towards goal. And a diving stop made by Vidiello.
I kept a good eye there on the Sacramento defense, and they're so well marshaled. They all come out as a unit, and that left Elvis Amo and it left Kyle Edwards in an offside position, and then the cross had to be delayed because of that to allow them to get back on side. There's not many weaknesses in Mark Briggs' side.
You see Mark talking to Zico Lewis, who will be the next sub for Republic. Here's Merrill. Plays it back. Hodge goes down. Hit by Archimed. And that'll be a foul on Luther Archimed, the 23-year-old from Guadalupe. Found his way to Syracuse University. I don't think that's a direct flight.
That's 2 or 3 connections. It's a bit like Sacramento to Hartford.
Yes, exactly.
That's not easy to get from one to the other, either way.
Sacramento left their facility at 10 a.m. Pacific on Wednesday and got to their Hartford hotel at 11:45 Eastern. Here's Edwards trying to control, but he can't. That's kind of been the story of the second half for Hartford. Here's Herrera. Plays it ahead for Archimed. Luther Archimed is in. He shoots and he scores.
Richard Sanchez has got to do much better there. Can't get beaten. He's tried to narrow the angle, but that's poor from the goalkeeper. It's the only goal of the 4 that Sacramento scored that you can pin on the goalkeeper, but no, he's got to do better there, the goalkeeper.
Second goal of the year for Luther Archimed. And if it wasn't over before, it's over now. It's 4-1 Sacramento.
That's harsh on Hartford, the 3-goal deficit for what they've put into the game, but they've been taught a lesson in the second half by a very good Sacramento side who've come on the road, and they've thoroughly deserved the victory, but it just shows you Hartford tonight needed to be at their best or close to their best and hope for an off night from Sacramento. And in spells in the first half, that's what happened. But then once Sacramento went ahead, they don't give up the lead very easily, and they're a good side, but it should still be 3-1. Richard Sanchez will know he should have done better there.
So Archimed in the 85th minute, the 4th goal of the night. And Hartford left to try to salvage some pride in the 86th minute. McGlynn plays the ball on the near side for Merrill. Give and go with Cedeno. Here's Rad, who's playing the full 90. As is Logue. Logue never comes off. He's played the full 90 in all 8 games that he's played this year, this being the 9th. Now Jessiel Cedeno earned a yellow card when he wasn't even playing.
Some Impressive.
Here's Merrill. Back to Rad. In the middle, Andre Lewis. To McGlynn. On the left. Hartford playing on the far side. Here's Opino. Taking off the ball and knocked over the far touch line. And it was last touched by Hartford, so it'll be a Sacramento throw.
Doesn't get any easier for Hartford next time out. Louisville City coming here next Saturday at 7 p.m. Sacramento head down to Florida next Saturday to face the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Hartford Athletic proud to team up with Stop and Shop in all of our community efforts as we work together year-round in the fight against food insecurity.
That says a lot about Sacramento and the way that they're coached. They allowed Elvis Amo space, time at the edge of the box. The shot went over. It was never troubling goalkeeper Danny Vitiello. But he was furious that for one split second the defense hadn't done its job. Professional to the end for the visitors.
Sacramento, 5 shots on target, 4 goals.
Clinical.
Here's Luis Felipe. Viader. Back to Felipe. Off the boot of Edwards. Off the pass by Lopez, so it will be a Sacramento throw in. In no hurry to do so. Here's Desmond. Drops it back to Vitiello. Sacramento will go to 8-1-3 with 27 points on the season. Archimed drops it back to Viader. Viader dribbles to the left. Puts it back to Felipe. Luis Felipe. Off to Desmond, and Sacramento continues to play a game of keep away as we enter the 89th minute.
Mark Briggs will be delighted with this result. Sacramento coach.
Right, because he will think the penalty was not a penalty on his keeper and that his team played a pretty flawless game other than that.
Yeah, and I don't think they've been great. I think they've been very solid without being spectacular. They've played better in games this season. I mean, they were decent against Colorado Springs in a 4-0 victory. Really good. And that could have been more. But tonight, it's all the facets together. It's the way that they've defended. They've taken their chances.
Here's a left-footed shot. Easy save for Vitiello. It's Cedeno. Put one along the ground.
Yeah, and when it's got beyond the back three, then the goalkeeper's been there. He's had a goal off the bench. You saw what it meant to the Sacramento players when they went to Archimed following his goal. Granted, it was a mistake by Richard Sanchez.
Brignall Vineyards stoppage time, 3 minutes of stoppage time as we get set to enter stoppage time for tonight. But unfortunately for Hartford Athletic, they are rapidly running out of time.
It's been games that we've seen this season where we've desperately tried to find a positive to talk about with Tab Ramos in our call the following week. That's not going to be a problem this time because the first half was full of positives. But when they play better sides, they've got to be more clinical, Hartford.
Here's Andre Lewis in the box. Dribbles in. And it'll be a corner for Hartford, their 4th of the match. Plenty to look favorably on in the first 45.
Yeah, but it's a defeat, and that's the bottom line.
Oh,
and
yes,
you can't
of course.
keep losing. It's the 7th defeat of the season. And it's Louisville City up next.
There's no participation medals. Here's Logue, sends it over the top.
What we need to see from Hartford, we saw in spells in that first half. Some of the movement, some of the options that they had, the movement off the ball, that's as good as they've been this season. But they need to do that for longer in games. It's not easy, and they've got injuries, but they showed in the first half despite missing key players, that was as good as we've seen from Hartford. And they gave Sacramento a heck of a tie in that first half. But once Sacramento went ahead, it's like the wrestler with the sleeper hold. There's no way back.
Right. Here's Archimed, who scored the 4th Sacramento goal. Drops it back to Viader. Nice tackle by Cedeno. Here comes Edwards. 4 on the attack for Hartford. Distributes on the left. Andre Lewis gets to Cedeno, and he passes to an area, not to a player.
There's only so many times you can say we're not far away.
Because the season is moving forward.
There's 8 playoff spots up for grabs.
Right.
Sacramento are where Hartford want to be.
Here's Sosa on the far side. Leaves it off to Zico Lewis. And Sacramento will play their version of 4 corners. Lewis, a player who had a terrific career at Boston College. 18 goals, 26 assists. 3-time captain, all ACC in 2016. Now, Lee Desmond, as Sacramento continues to control possession. And that is full time. So, Sacramento has made the long trip east and is rewarded with 3 points as the coaches shake hands at the scorer's table. Final score in full time. Sacramento 4, Hartford 1.
Tristan, good job, man. Good job.
The Athletic fall to 2-7-2. Back to wrap things up next.
Elvis! Elvis! Awesome game, Elvis.
The best in the West has come east and shown their skills. Sacramento Republic, a 4-1 winner over Hartford Athletic, though in the first half this game was much closer, Mark, than the final score would indicate.
Yeah, but the final score shows a differential of 3 goals between a Hartford side that played some of their best stuff in the first half and still, in the end, were beaten pretty comfortably. This is a super goal by a player who is one of the players of the USL so far this season. Comes short, comes off his man, and finds the back of the net. Goalkeeper comes out a little bit rash. Vitiello makes contact with Elvis Damo. It's a penalty, and it's put away well by Kyle Edwards.
But then the call at the other end, as we see Edwards score his second penalty kick goal for Hartford this year. And then it was 14 minutes later that this happened.
I mean, if it was Oscar's season, then fine, because that is not a penalty, and it was given as one. And ultimately, it went from 2-1 to 4-1 on the back of a decision by a referee today who I'm sure has had better days, because that wasn't a great performance by the official. You should never be taking center stage. Once the deflection happens, the goalkeeper's got no chance, Richard Sanchez. It's wing back to wing back. It's what they did quite a lot tonight, Sacramento, and they do it very well. And Jack Gurr with the goal, but the fourth goal that went in, Richard Sanchez will not want to see it again.
That was the Luther Archimed goal in the 85th minute that finalized our score, and here it is now. And that's a goal Sanchez would like to have back.
Yeah. I mean, the game's done. It's gone anyway at 3-1, but little look there and gives the eyes and right through the legs. Goodness me.
Get a look at final stats from our match here tonight.
It's just clinical, isn't it? I mean, 4 goals from 5 shots on target. Tab Ramos knew that would be the case. He knew that Sacramento was unlikely to get to 50%, but most of the time they don't need to get to 50%. They're a quality side. And when the medals and the trophies are given out at the end of the season, I'd be very surprised if they're not there or thereabouts.
Don't miss our next match right here at Trinity Health Stadium on Saturday, June 3rd against Louisville City FC at 7 p.m. It's Community Health Night, presented by Trinity Health of New England. Go to hartfordathletic.com for tickets and more information. So, our final score tonight, Sacramento Republic 4, Hartford Athletic 1. Thanks to our producer, Tom Stanwicks, director Bobby Kaplan, and our crew. For Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. We'll talk to you next Saturday here at Trinity Health Stadium in Hartford.